Am I the asshole for not allowing my kids a snack after dinner?
I, 28 female, and my husband, 32 male, have 3 beautiful boys together aged 8, 7, and 4.
Almost every evening we sit together at the table as a family and enjoy dinner.
We have a strict rule that if you don't finish your plate, you don't get a snack later or dessert. If our kids are full before their plate is gone, we let them leave the table but save their plate in case they ask for a snack later. This really hasn't been an issue until recently, and specifically tonight, where my husband and I got into a fight in front of the kids disagreeing if they could have a snack or not after dinner.
For background purposes, financially I would say we are equal when it comes to income. My husband makes twice as much as me and pays all of the bills except the mortgage. I pay the mortgage, our youngest's daycare, and I buy our groceries and any household necessities. We don't fight about finances. Recently my husband has been not allowing the kids to have a snack after dinner even if they finish their plate. I've been arguing back saying, they finished, they're allowed a snack.
Tonight our 7-year-old asked for a snack after dinner and my husband flipped saying, "Don't ask again, you're not having any more food tonight."
I told him he was being unreasonable and snuck my 7-year-old down to have a clementine and a banana. My husband thinks I'm the asshole for undermining his decision that the kids won't have snacks, but I think he's being unreasonable, and if we have the means to feed our kids dinner and snacks after, why wouldn't we? So am I the asshole? Edit: I titled this wrong. I let my kids have a snack after dinner. My husband didn't. Sorry. Info. My kids snack freely throughout the day. We give them small portions at dinner.
The reason we keep the plate if they don't finish is because they will sometimes have a bite or two of dinner and say they're full, then minutes later ask for dessert.
Your and your husband's behavior toward food is weird as hell. Esh.
What you're doing is forcing your kids to eat, perhaps past the point of satiety, if they want, IDK, ice cream.
And everyone wants ice cream.
The keeping the leftovers in the fridge in case the offending child is hungry later is just beyond. What do you say?
Okay, you 2 kids finished your meal, so for a snack you get 2 pieces of candy.
You, 3rd child, didn't finish your meal, so you get cold broccoli.
Keep on this way if you want to give your kids an eating disorder. Wow. You are the asshole, as well had your husband, for making dinner and food a battleground.
Nothing good is going to come from you and your husband's mentality about food when it comes to your children.
It's unhealthy. I love how parents will happily mentally damage their children so they don't have fat kids. Esh.
If you're paying the mortgage, can't be cheap. Daycare, can't be cheap. Groceries, 5 people can't be cheap. And household necessities, can't be cheap. What in the world is he paying for if he makes twice your salary?
Or do you both make tons of money? Please feed your kids when they're hungry. Not the asshole. What is his reasoning for no snacks? A clementine and a banana are healthy. What's his beef? Am I the asshole for making a big deal over cupcakes?
It was my birthday and my mom made me 6 cupcakes and I ate 2.
I put 4 in the fridge to enjoy 1 a day over the next few days. A little treat after work. I get home from work and all of my cupcakes are gone. I asked my roommate what happened and she had her boyfriend over and they ate them. I was like, WTF. She told me she'd Venmo me for them. I told her they was made by my mom for my birthday. She told me that her boyfriend wanted them and put her in a tough spot and she hates to tell him no because he will get in a bad mood. I told her to stop dating postmen and you won't have this fucking problem. She act like I'm the meanest person ever and keeps sending me $10 on Venmo saying she's sorry and pouting around the apartment. I told her I'm not renewing the lease in September unless she dumps her boyfriend and she said that's petty of me and she's in a tough spot and I need to stop making a big deal over the stupid cupcakes, and if I was going to be such a baby she would have never ate them. I told her that's the fucking point. Not the asshole, but I'd say stop saying, I won't renew unless you dump your boyfriend. The problem is her and her ability to say no. Just tell her you're not renewing as she has no respect for your property and be done with it. Not the asshole. It's not just about the cupcakes, it's about respect and boundaries. Your roommate and her boyfriend ate something special to you without asking, and her excuse that she couldn't say no to him because he gets in a bad mood is not a valid reason. You're right to be upset, especially since it was a birthday treat from your mom.
Your roommate needs to understand that it's not okay to take your things, especially something with sentimental value. If she can't respect your boundaries, reconsidering the lease sounds reasonable. You're not being petty, you're standing up for yourself.
I was going to be such a baby she would have never ate them. Or, how about they just don't fucking eat stuff that isn't theirs?
It's not hard if you didn't buy it or make it, you don't fucking eat it.
I told her I'm not renewing the lease in September unless she dumps her boyfriend. Pointless threat. She'll just find another loser to hook up with.
Just don't renew the lease.
Period. Not the asshole. She should replace the cupcakes with high-end handmade bakery items.
Secondly, it's not your call to ask her to dump her boyfriend. At the very least, she could jolly well replace him with somebody far worse if she stays, so I would suggest you dump her instead. Not the asshole.
They are disrespectful of you and your possessions. Not the asshole, eh? Some people just don't get it. It's not the cupcakes, it's the principle that the boyfriend would be so rude and your roommate would allow herself to be so intimidated and controlled. It speaks to their character, and honestly it was a trashy low-class thing to do. I get you 100%. I wouldn't continue to room with her either. When I had a roommate in college, we divided the refrigerator shelves between. Hands off of the food wasn't on your shelf. It worked out great, just an idea. Not the asshole.
Eating one cupcake is maybe a mistake. Eating all four knowing they don't belong to her?
That's just selfish and rude. She can move right on out. Am I the asshole for telling my friend she has to stop punishing me for what her boyfriend did?
My friend, Ally, and I have been friends since we were 11, 15 years.
She's my oldest friend. We're different, but that's always worked for us and through. When Ally started dating her ex, Jake, I was really happy for her. Jake was fun, interesting, and he pulled Ally out of her shell, which was nice to see. The three of us would do a lot together since Jake and I had similar interests. For a while we were a good trio. I freely admit, I was a bit blind to the signs that Jake was infatuated with me. I thought he was a nice guy who was trying to make his GF's chronically single friend feel included. A lot of people clocked it. I thought they were overreacting and being disrespectful to Ally. It was only when my roommate mentioned it that I started to think seriously about it. Unfortunately, it was too late to do anything because Jake made a move on me less than a week after that conversation. It was actually fairly public, so it wasn't even me that had to be the one to tell Ally. Ally and I did talk about it, and I thought we were sticking together. She even came and stayed with me for 3 weeks after the breakup. I did everything I could to support her. But after 4 months it never seems to be enough. She is constantly making comments about me, what I wear, how I act, everything I do just seems to annoy her. She keeps pointing out everything I do, saying, that is what gives guys the wrong idea. She doesn't seem to like going places with me anymore either. If we go out together, she leaves early if I get male attention, which I don't invite. I've taken her out for spa days, dinners, done everything I can to make her feel special, but I'm sick of feeling like Hester Prynne. This came to a head on Sunday when I went to Ally's housewarming party. She greeted me, but I could see something was off, so I just left her to it and talked to other people. While I was talking to one of her colleagues, Ally pulled me aside and asked me to change my outfit because it was drawing attention. Spoiler, it was not. I refused to change into clothes she wanted to lend me, so she said I had to leave, and that after what happened with Jake she thought I would try to be more conscious of how I am. I kind of lost it and told her she needs to stop punishing me for what Jake did, because I didn't do anything. I reminded her that she didn't see anything wrong either, so it's not like I was the only naive one, and that she was the person who brought him into my life, not the other way around. I said I was sick of her acting like she a victim of something I did and that she is being a brat. And then I left. My roommate feels I'm absolutely in the right and has been sick of how she treats me since she stayed with us. But I feel bad. The whole situation was fucked up, and maybe I'm not giving Ally enough grace for feeling weird around me now. But at the same time, she could just take some space rather than being rude to me. IDK. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Even giving Ally all the grace in the world for dealing with being jealous of your looks after what her shitty boyfriend put you both through. She could just take some space rather than being rude to me. You are 100% right. It sounds like you've been an amazing friend. Ally is being a bad friend.
Take the space you need from her shitty behavior and hopefully she will eventually come around and apologize and work toward repairing your friendship. ETA. I also want to say that I think women can feel trapped in this stereotypical shallow social dynamic of the hot one versus the plain, ugly, whatever one, and it sounds like this could be part of your friend's insecurity right now.
Which is 100% not your fault. But society sucks. I hope she is able to work on herself. Not the asshole. It isn't your responsibility to police her dating partners.
Maybe you should have picked up on his intent, but your only real obligation from an ethical standpoint is you don't do anything with him. You didn't, so you're fine.
She'll get over it or she won't, either way it isn't your fault. Not the asshole. Her ex's behavior is no reason for her to police how you look. You are not some magical temptress who goes around stealing men. Not the asshole.
This is the classic, blame the other woman, situation, even though you weren't actually the other woman as you didn't accept Jake's advances. I understand that she's hurt at what Jake did, but you are not responsible for his actions, so she needs to be mad at him. Which I'm sure that she is, but she's taking it out on you. You are correct that she needs to take some time away from you rather than making snide comments or saying that you're inviting male attention by the way you dress. Not the asshole. Allie is clearly very insecure now, which is understandable, and it even makes sense. You've become the dumpster for all that negativity coming out of her, but you do not deserve it at all. Sucks, but Jake likely just cost you a friend.
Not the asshole.
Go very low contact with Allie until she gives a full apology and can show that she's gotten help in dealing with her failed relationship.
Am I the asshole for embarrassing my sister and saying she isn't as good as me? I 24F have a younger sister 22F. As long as I can remember, my sister has tried to compete with me. My family is pretty athletic.
My parents, older brother, sister, and I all played sports in high school and college, though not the same ones.
It wasn't abnormal that my sister wanted to sign up for the same ones as me.
Everyone thought it was cute that she wanted to do the exact same sports as me.
Later it also became band and debate team. Everything I did, she had to do.
That itself isn't the problem. My sister is super funny, always a hard worker, and generally a great person. The problem is she always did this to compete specifically with me.
She made it known even when we were on the same teams that her mission was to outscore or outrace me. Even if she came second to last, as long as I was last, she would be happy.
Even grades. She always got solid As or A, but I got As or A+.
She was more interested in my GPA than her own. Her problem is, that never happened. Not once in almost 15 years. She's talented and a great athlete, but she could never beat me.
I really didn't care.
To me she was just like every other girl on the field pool. It died down when I went to college. I went to a private school on an athletic scholarship full ride.
She decided to go to same school and join the swim team as well, but she didn't get a full scholarship, which was the first blow.
My parents thought it was sweet. I knew it would be a problem on the first practice and she said something like, "I'm not second best anymore." Like, okay, good for you. Just swim faster than the other team and I'll be happy. Fast forward to this past 4th of July. We had a barbecue at the lake and she asked to race her for old time's sake. We were just standing around. I wanted to swim and said sure. I swam pretty leisurely. I didn't care if she won. I was just wasting time. I still beat her back to shore and she didn't speak to me for a while. Then she said we should change our wedding days to the same day to see who more people choose. I told her I just needed my fiancé and the priest, which my family agreed with. She said I was no fun. I said, no, this lifelong bulls is no fun. It's exhausting. She said deal with it because I'll always be her competition. I said that's funny because she's never been mine. My family says I went too far. Am I the asshole? Update. I spoke with my mom on the phone about therapy and if they'd asked her about it and she said yes, but she called to tell me not to update my sister on the wedding and maybe not invite her. She and her fiancé broke up over remarks yesterday. Not the asshole, but your sister's obsession with beating you sounds unhealthy. And it sounds like everyone always encouraged this because they thought it was cute. It's not cute, it's disturbing. She needs to build her own life and be proud of her own achievements instead of comparing. Not the asshole. Is your sister okay? She sounds unhealthily obsessed with beating her big sister, and it's not cute or sweet.
She needs to focus on anything but trying to beat you at whatever competition is going on inside her head, in her head alone.
No assholes here. Edit not the asshole to correct my brain fart. I wrote this as a not the asshole. Yikes. Pardon.
And it astounds me that your parents don't recognize that she has taken this too far.
It's unhealthy at this point.
Compete for wedding guests? That's gross.
Who says that? Not the asshole. Your sister needs to see a professional for her unhealthy mental health issues. Your parents failed your sister.
Their silence encouraged this crazy competitive behavior.
Have your wedding on the same day?
This is actually demented and twisted. You were right in what you said.
She has never been your competitor because you are not playing her sick games. Shame on your parents for saying you went too far.
Next it's going to be who gets pregnant first, who has the cutest baby, whose baby walks or talks first. This is just sick to me.
Not the asshole. That does really sound exhausting.
It sounds like your sister needs therapy. Why does she have this constant need to try and beat you? There's no problem with friendly competition, but it sounds so toxic.
Your family may think you went far, but someone needs to tell her it's time to live her own life and stop trying to compete with you. She needs psychological help since she is so fixated on you. Not the asshole.
Seriously, she needs help.
Consider eloping?
Then you could wait a week or so to even tell everyone.